Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Xantho here. Facecam's back after a while. Hello. So today we'll be talking about how Champion, especially after the 3.26 update, is going to be busted broken. But not in the way you might think. People are talking up the fortified nodes, especially when they are quite strong, yes. But I don't think they're going to be strong early. You're really going to need to be like at the end of week 1, depending on how good you are at amassing currency. Day 2, 3, day 3 a minimum, because you're going to need the Celestial Brace from Uber Exarch, which are not going to be on the market early. And if you're SSF, you're going to be needing to farm Uber Exarch quite a bit, which is going to be quite a bit later than if you're on trade. What I'm excited about is actually the Conqueror Ascendancy, which is now called Worthy Causes, which makes having a placed banner does not prevent you from gaining Valor, which is actually crazy if you know how Valor and banners work. And banner skills is 50% increased duration. Requires inspirational. And inspirational is fine because we really want to take that for this setup. So the way banners work is that now, previously they would reserve mana and then you would kill things and gain Valor, or just gain stages. I think it was just called stages, and then place them for extra effect in an AoE once you place them based on how many stages you had. Now it's based on a Valor system, which is basically the exact same thing, just with a new name. However, they do not reserve mana, and they can be placed anytime you want instantaneously. And you just need like at least one Valor to place them. And they have a baseline duration that gets extended with how much Valor you have, and an order effect that scales with how much Valor you use when you place the banner. So currently there are 3 banners in the game, and those are Dread Banner, Defiance Banner, and War Banner. Dread Banner gives you chance to block and life unblock. Defiance Banner gives you chance to suppress, movement speed, and flat damage taken from suppressed hits. So minus damage taken from suppressed hits. So if you were to take 100 damage from a suppressed hit, you would now take 90 if it was negative 10. But this scales up way high. And the War Banner is simply just accuracy rating, which isn't really that material because you definitely want to be capped an accuracy rating before your banner. And then 4% more physical damage with melee skills to you and allies. Now this is important clarification here, is that it's 4% more physical damage with melee skills, not 4% more melee physical damage. So you technically could deal more physical damage with, let's say, Molten Strike projectiles here, because it's with a melee skill. It's just tagged as a melee skill. But this also works for minions if you want to do like an Arcali's Fang build and like travel all the way down to the bottom of the skill tree to get all the banner stuff. If you were to want to do that for some reason, I've actually done that in the past. I did that in the Necro Settlers event, which was, Settlers Restart number 167, whatever number it was, because there's been quite a few. So banners don't need that much tree investment for the power you get. It's actually quite strong. You basically just need this one over here for Valor gain. Defiance Hand is also pretty good because it gives you endurance and frenzy charges when you place your banner. Then you want the aura effect here because your banner scale aura effect, they are auras when they're placed. And then the banner aura effect here, and then just all the Valor stuff here, maximum Valor gain. So the primary way we're going to be getting Valor is with War Cries. So you want to put something like General's Cry, Auto Exertion, get your War Cry CDR down a little bit. You probably can path up here, get some War Cry CDR, maybe some tattoos. There's also a little bit of War Cry CDR somewhere around here, right here, if you want to pick that up. You probably could pick it up with a what is it? Possible Escape. Probably gonna do that. What else? Let's talk about here. Oh yeah, back to banners. Champion. The normal way of going about getting Valor to be generated while you still have a banner down is Perfidy, which is a Delirium exclusive chest. However, it could drop anywhere now. It used to be Deli only, like Simulacrum only. And it was changed a few leagues ago. actually looks like it was 3.25. Which seems like a long time ago, doesn't it? It's having a place banner does not prevent you from gaining valor, which means you can have a banner, still gain valor, and basically have 100% uptime on your banners, which is actually quite strong because the effects these banners have when you scale their aura effects so high is just insane. And this one right here is really important, inspirational, because it makes, when you leave your banner's area, recover 30% of the valor consumed for that banner. So if you have 105 valor, which is the maximum with all the valor stuff on the tree, you're going to recover 105 times 0.3, 31 valor. However, that is multiplied by valor gain. If you have valor 20%, 40%, you know, 60, 80, 100, 100% valor gain there. That's 31.5 is multiplied by 2, it's 63. So when you leave the banner's area, either by physically leaving the banner area or placing another banner, because you can only have one banner down at a time, you're going to gain back 63 valor. And then when you war cry, you're going to get 10 valor back every time. And it doesn't matter if you war cry or if it's not a war cry, like auto exertion general's cry. So you can get like every 1.5 seconds or so, maybe even 1 point every 3, 1.2, 1.3 if you invest in some war cry CDR. 10 valor back every time, which means your banner only really needs to last like 4 seconds for you to gain your valor back completely, because you're going to get like 63 back when you place the banner, a new banner on top of your banner, which would then make you leave the banner's area, or if you actually physically leave the banner's area actually. So you only need about 4 seconds of valor gain. And then you could also use manual war cries as well, just to really quickly get your valor back up. But rambled on long enough. Why do you want banners? That's because banners can give you this, just with this little investment on the tree, and then just it's have increased area impact and more duration, because it doesn't change anything because they don't reserve mana, so you can just slap on support on them. These banners, when placed, give you these. Let me just zoom in here. How do you zoom in? You're going to play ++. I'm not sure how to zoom in here. Oh, here we go. So Defiance banner, 176% increased movement speed. That's just a level 20 with no other investment other than the investment here I've shown on the tree. If you get to level 23, it actually boosts it up by 10% more, up to 192. You can also get more aura effect on the tree from, you know, like influence, which is actually probably pretty good annoying for this setup. Sovereignty, you know, other aura effect elsewhere. Timeless Jewels aura effect on the brutal restraints, not brutal restraints. The Caspiro, Kadiro ones. It's escaped me. I haven't played PoE in quite a while. So 176% increased movement speed while you're in the AoE, and 3 seconds after it lingers. 176% chance to suppress spell damage, which is just way beyond cap. You technically could, if you really wanted to, go acrobatics and just straight up cap acrobatics with that, just from your banner. Which, by the way, if you have increased duration on them, last quite a long time. Let's see, yeah, 29.7 seconds. That's a long ass time, and this is a big ass area. Look at this. This is a gigantic AoE. This is beyond the entire screen. So place your banner now, which is instant, by the way. There's no placing animation like there is in PoE 2. There's no 1 second cast. It's just instantaneous. You place your banner down, keep moving, place your banner down, keep moving, place your banner down. And also you're going to be killing enemies as you're going along, which then is going to help you fill up your banner and you fill up your valor as well. So, and then minus 264 flat damage taken from breast hits, which is a ton. So if you were to take 1,000 damage from a hit, it's suppressed down to 500, and then it's just going to take off more than half of that. So then you're taking like 1/4 of the damage you were before, which is just ridiculous. And the War Banner, 88% more physical damage from melee skills. Pretty insane. 176% increased accuracy. Lesser so, unless you're doing like an accuracy stacker, which it would be weird with War Banner because it's physical damage and accuracy stackers turn with your lightning damage with the ritual boots. You have Dread Banner, which is also pretty insane. 88% chance to block attack damage, not spell damage, unfortunately. Only attack damage. However, with that much overcap, you could easily just go versatile combatant and then just be straight up double capped. Other than the minus max, which is going to be 65. So, but then recovers 750 life when you block. That is absolutely ridiculous. That is just like a life on block shield on crack, man. Like if you were to do 750 divided by 0.05, you would need like 15,000 life to get the equivalent of that in a life on block shield, which is 5%. Life on block shields are 5% life on block as a max roll. So yeah, you need 15,000 life to get the effective equivalent of 750 life on block. Like that is a lot of life on block. So you can tap your Dread Banner and just block everything easily. Cap out with versatile combatant, or invest a lot into spell block. You can path up here and get a bunch of spell block, and then just cap your attack block via versatile combatant. Not versatile combatant with Dread Banner. It also opens up some interesting possibilities, and that is block with bows without using what is it? Oh man, my rustiness is showing with not playing PoE for a while. Without using rear guard, the block quiver, you can block out without rear guard. So if I were to activate this, we have to take these off here. Dread Banner, there we go. I have 88% block, and just boom, you know, 65-46, which is pretty damn good. 65-46 with like no investment in block, and you can do that on a ranged character as well. That's pretty insane. You wouldn't get the benefit from War Banner being more physical damage to melee skills. However, you would get the benefit from Defiance Banner and Dread Banner. And once again, can I just repeat? 176% increased movement speed. That's insane. And then also you can path up here if you really want to get more banner area AoE, and then explode, which is Fizz Explode. So really good for stuff like ritual. And then we're going to be in one kind of small area, or even big area actually, because the AoE of the banners is pretty damn huge. But basically staying in one area for a time. 20% chance to explode doing a 10 dollars physical damage. Pretty cool. So that's all I got to say for you guys today. But banners, I'm 100% gonna be starting champion, but I'm not gonna be taking the fortify stuff. Well, I am gonna be taking the fortify stuff, but it's not gonna be the primary point of my build. I'm only really gonna be taking one fortify thing, which is gonna be the max fortify one. Then anything else, I'm actually been taking Worthy Foe, which is now a 2-pointer. It's not gonna take the Conquer anymore because Conquer doesn't exist. So I'm taking the Worthy Foe just to solve accuracy completely. I'm going to be using a fast hitting skill. I'm not going to be using a slow hitting skill like a slam. So the taunt is by 100% chance to taunt, and then evade attack is not going to be an issue because I'm just going to be war crying all the time and taunting, and then they can't evade attack. So accuracy is solved, and you take 20% increased damage. I have a bunch of aura effect from inspirational, which is going to boost up grace and determination. Boost up perseverance, and then of course you're going to just have ridiculous amounts of survivability, speed, damage, all at your fingertips by placing a banner with just kind of a few passives on the tree. For the power you get is just insane. So I've rambled on long enough, and peace out, you guys.